In the small town of Oak Ridge, an old abandoned mansion aroused the curiosity and fear of local residents. Rumors about strange events and unexplained apparitions had circulated through the community for decades. Even the brave avoided approaching the mansion after sunset, when sinister shadows were said to dance in the empty windows. Check out this terrible story with us, but first subscribe to our channel and leave a like. Determined to unravel the mysteries behind the haunted mansion, the Spectre Seekers Paranormal Investigation Team has arrived in town. Led by the fearless Dr. Jonathan Hayes, an expert in supernatural phenomena, the team included medium Emily Parker, equipment technician James Roberts, and cameraman Sarah Evans. In the afternoon twilight, the team gathered outside the mansion ready to begin their investigation. The air was charged with electricity, and a sense of unease hung over them as they prepared to step into the unknown. With flashlights in hand and paranormal activity detection equipment in operation, they crossed the rusty gate and entered the mansion's shadowy corridors. Each step echoed off the worn walls as they advanced cautiously, their minds alert for any sign of supernatural activity. Emily Parker, the group's psychic medium, felt an oppressive energy surrounding the mansion, as if the spirits of former residents were watching them with invisible eyes. She sensed that they were not alone in that haunted place and that something sinister was waiting in the shadows. While exploring the mansion's labyrinthine corridors, the Spectre Seekers were startled by a strange noise coming from the upper floor. A scraping sound of chains echoed off the walls, followed by a gust of freezing wind that made the candles flutter in his hands. With nerves on edge and senses heightened, the team continued moving forward, determined to uncover the truth behind the mysteries of the haunted mansion. What awaited them in the dark depths of the mansion? Only time would tell, as the Spectre Seekers prepared to face the unknown horrors that awaited in the next chapter of their paranormal investigation. As the Spectre Seekers explored the shadowy halls of the abandoned mansion, the feeling that they were not alone only grew. Emily Parker, the group's sensitive medium, felt the presence of the spirits that inhabited that place, and the atmosphere around her seemed to pulse with supernatural energy. In one of the dusty rooms they found an old diary covered in cobwebs and damp stains. The diary belonged to Elizabeth Whitmore, the last known resident of the mansion, whose mysterious fate intrigued the residents of Oak Ridge. As Emily read the yellowing pages of the diary for clues about the mansion's dark past, the team heard strange noises coming from the attic. A loud, shuffling creak echoed through the walls, followed by unsettling whispers that seemed to echo from unknown places. Determined to solve the mystery, the Spectre Seekers climbed the creaking stairs to the attic, where a thick, oppressive darkness enveloped them. James Roberts, the equipment technician, turned on his flashlight, revealing rows of dusty boxes and ancient objects that seemed frozen in time. Suddenly, a pale, ethereal figure emerged from the shadows, a flickering, indistinct figure that seemed to be a ghost from the past. Emily felt a chill run down her spine as the spirit's presence enveloped them like an icy veil. The ghost, identified as Elizabeth Whitmore, the mansion's last resident, begged for justice and revealed terrible secrets that had been buried deep within the mansion for decades. She told of a family tragedy, an ancient curse that had plagued her bloodline for generations, and the terrible truth behind the inexplicable events haunting the mansion. As the ghost disappeared into the shadows, leaving behind a sense of sadness and despair, the Spectre Seekers realized that they were engaged in a battle that surpassed the boundaries of time and space. The past and present were intertwined in unimaginable ways, and their fate was tied to the fate of the haunted mansion. With renewed determination, the Spectre Seekers prepared to face the supernatural forces that waited in the shadows, determined to unlock the secrets of the past and free the mansion from its ancient curse. What would they discover in the next chapter of their paranormal investigation? The answer was about to be revealed as they approached the dark heart of the mansion. As the Spectre Seekers continued their investigation into the haunted mansion, the mysteries around them seemed to deepen even further. Moving through the shadowy corridors, they could feel the ominous presence that surrounded them, as if the very air was permeated with the anguish of trapped spirits. Emily Parker, the group's medium, felt an intense connection with the spirits that inhabited the mansion. She began to experience disturbing visions and vivid dreams, revealing fragments of the mansion's dark past and the tragic events that led to the curse that haunted it. As Emily delved deeper and deeper into the depths of the supernatural, she was approached by a dark presence that manifested itself as a whispering voice in her mind. The voice offered Emily a pact promising to reveal the mansion's deepest secrets in exchange for something precious, her own soul. Despite the warning from the other team members, Emily was tempted by the promise of answers and power over the supernatural forces surrounding her. She found herself increasingly drawn to the call of darkness, her thoughts consumed by the desire to unlock the mansion's secrets, whatever the cost. Meanwhile, James, Sarah, and Dr. Hayes noticed the subtle change in Emily's behavior and began to fear for her well-being. They tried to convince her to abandon the dark pact and turn away from the evil influences that surrounded her. But Emily was determined to press on, unable to resist the sinister allure that enveloped her. As night fell over the mansion, a storm of supernatural proportions began to form in the skies, shrouding the mansion in a veil of darkness and despair. As the Spectre Seekers prepared for the final confrontation with the evil forces surrounding them, they realized that the true terror was yet to come. In the next chapter, we will witness the consequences of Emily's dark pact unfold and the devastating impact it will have on the Spectre Seekers and the haunted mansion itself. Their fate is sealed, but what price will they pay for unlocking the secrets hidden in the shadows? The answer will be revealed as the story progresses to its terrifying climax. As the storm raged outside, the inside of the mansion seemed to vibrate with an ominous energy. Emily, wrapped in the temptation of the dark pact, struggled with her own inner demons. The whispering voice continued to echo in his mind, promising forbidden knowledge in exchange for his soul. Meanwhile, James, Sarah, and Dr. Hayes continued their search for answers inside the mansion. Every dark corner, every abandoned room, seemed to contain a piece of the puzzle that would lead them to the truth behind the mansion's curse. As Emily plunged deeper into the abyss of darkness, the other team members began to notice disturbing signs that something was terribly wrong. Unsettling whispers seemed to fill the air around him, shadows danced in the corners of his eyes, and a sense of foreboding hung over them. Finally, Emily made a decision that would change the course of the investigation forever. Ignoring her colleagues' warnings, she agreed to seal the dark pact, giving up her soul in exchange for the answers she so desperately craved. As the pact was sealed, the mansion shook with supernatural intensity. The air seemed to grow denser, the shadows darker, as if the very fabric of reality was unraveling around him. Suddenly, a shadowy figure emerged from the shadows, a sinister entity that materialized before the Spectre Seekers. He was the guardian of the mansion, a tormented spirit who protected the deepest secrets of the place. With a deafening scream, the entity charged at the investigators, its shadowy claws extended, seeking revenge. Emily, consumed by remorse and despair, realized too late the mistake she had made in making the dark pact. In the next chapter, we will witness the epic confrontation between the Spectre Seekers and the evil forces that inhabit the haunted mansion. Will they be able to survive the wrath of the enraged spirits? Or will they succumb to the dark fate that awaits them deep within the mansion? The answer will be revealed as the story builds to its chilling climax. As the dark entity advanced upon them, the Spectre Seekers found themselves face to face with imminent danger. Emily, consumed with remorse for her hasty decision, faced the horror of the broken pact as she struggled to redeem herself in the face of the evil forces she had summoned. James, Sarah, and Dr. Hayes teamed up in one last desperate attempt to protect Emily and face the mansion's guardian. With equipment in hand and hearts full of courage, they prepared for the final confrontation in the depths of darkness. The battle that followed was epic and terrifying. Shadows danced in the air, strange sounds echoed through the halls, and the smell of sulfur filled the air as the Spectre Seekers fought for survival against an entity beyond human comprehension. Emily, consumed by the dark power of the pact, found within herself a strength she never knew existed. With fierce determination, she faced the mansion's guardian, confronting her own fears and sins in a battle of wills. Meanwhile, James, Sarah, and Dr. Hayes used their knowledge and skills to uncover the hidden secrets of the mansion, looking for a way to weaken the entity that threatened them. At the height of the battle, Emily managed to find the strength to break the Dark Pact's hold on her. With a cry of liberation, she joined her colleagues in fighting the mansion's guardian, combining their skills and determination in a final effort to banish the evil that haunted the mansion. With a brilliant flash of light, the dark entity was dispelled, and the mansion seemed to shake with the echo of its defeat. The Spectre Seekers looked around, exhausted but triumphant, as peace began to return to the once haunted halls. In the next chapter, the Spectre Seekers will face the consequences of their actions as they fight to uncover the mansion's final secrets and find a way to restore peace to the tormented place. Their fate is intertwined with the fate of the mansion, and the real terror is yet to come as the story heads to its thrilling conclusion. With the dark entity defeated, the Spectre Seekers found themselves faced with a tense silence in the mansion. The storm raging outside had died down, but a sense of unease hung in the air as they absorbed the impact of the epic confrontation that had just occurred. Emily, James, Sarah, and Dr. Hayes gathered in the center of the mansion, their minds clouded with the emotions of the moment. They knew there were still mysteries to be unraveled and answers to be found before they could finally bring peace to this tormented place.